Welcome to Last of the Party. I'm Megan.
I'm Wendy.
Here, we're going to watch Bravo in real time, figure it out together, and have a lot of opinions about it. Today, we're specifically talking In the City, Episode 3, Mimosas and Mayhem.
I know you and I talked about this just briefly, but I saw that t-shirt that our friend Jenny shared, Fluent in Bravo. I'm like, I need that.
You do need that. I thought of you when I saw it.
I need that. And you know how like giddy I feel when I wear my Carl's a Mess sweatshirt? Like I'm hoping people are clocking it, like when I'm walking around town.
Anybody ever said anything?
No.
You also own a Don't Activate Me sweatshirt. Did that ever...
I don't own that sweatshirt anymore.
I feel like you need a new one now.
I know.
It's all Lindsay all the time.
I know.
Should we talk about the Summer House
yes.
reunion part 2 first?
Let's do that.
I think these shows are deeply intertwined. I want to say that I did read that the part 1 scored the highest overnight ratings in the show's 10-season history.
Oh, way, really?
Yes.
It's the Scandival.
Yes. Best
effect.
thing that's ever happened to them.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is Amanda really that dense to think that she's done nothing wrong? She just doubles down.
It's really frustrating to watch. As someone who has viewed this person on reality TV, she seems like a smart person, but I don't know. She's stigmatized, apparently. So, like...
I think so, too. But I just think we're in this episode going to see her talking about her and Sierra being best friends. How does she not realize that she's broken girl code in such a significant way? I just watching it, I think not a single apology, not a single moment where you say, I'm really sorry that I've done this, but I'm going to keep... Maybe she feels like if she apologizes, then she can't keep doing it. She's not really sorry if she stays in the relationship.
Yeah. So a lot of the TikToks and stuff, commentary I've seen on it are like, she's so in the wrong. Like she should just, like you said, she's doubling down. Like she feels very entitled or justified, right? Mm-hmm. And she should just be quiet and apologize and take it on the chin. And she does not. And everybody is saying she should. And I have to agree with everybody else. Like, I don't know what she's thinking.
I don't either.
Like, this is not going to be your long-term man, dude. Like, I mean, okay, let's talk about hypothetically. Let's say this works out for them, right? So does she win then? You know what I mean? I'm quoting win. Is it all worth it? Because like they end up riding off into the sunset and being happily ever after.
But they have no friends? Someone posted they ran into them in Italy, like they were on vacation with one of their families, and it all looked fine. And I just think, wow.
Right. I had read they were there for a wedding.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, if you're the bride, do you tell like Wes, like, please don't bring her.
Yes.
It would take too much shine off your day. No?
Sure. Yeah, all the people are trying to get surreptitious photos of them together, trying to get the shot.
Yeah, totally.
I have 2 favorite moments.
Of the reunion? Okay, let me hear.
So the first is they're bringing up West's girlfriend, Mia. Mm-hmm. Amanda, this is kind of the one time where she has to acknowledge things are not all sunshine and rainbows. She says, I felt embarrassed to say I have feelings and have kissed West and he's seeing someone else. I felt embarrassed having to say that to Sierra. And Sierra says, yeah, that's embarrassing. My second favorite thing is Lindsay Hubbard calling West a pathy.
Oh, yeah, right?
Loved it.
Right. I saw a take this morning that they were calling West like the modern day Ted Bundy.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, whoa.
That's a stretch, but...
I think so, too.
He's not a murderer. He's just a bad boyfriend.
Terrible boyfriend.
And a bad friend.
Terrible friend. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was a classic, very classic, structured episode 2 reunion. I think it really delved a lot into Amanda and Kyle's marriage and all that's like, that it was stuff I didn't totally want to like revisit. I wanted more of like the explosive name calling.
Yeah, that's fun to watch. I did appreciate Andy though. Kyle said something about, it wasn't all bad.
Yeah.
And then Andy it had its moments. Like, I think I appreciate Andy reminding people Kyle is not the hero in this story.
Yeah, that's fair. But, also I kind of feel terrible because it's really, I do feel empathy for Kyle. His marriage has ended, right?
Yeah.
And the story is what Amanda did to Sierra.
Yes.
Amanda and Wes really did Kyle dirty here too, I feel like.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I don't think it's getting its due. And while in the past I have been a Kyle apologist, I enjoy Kyle on reality TV. He's very fun to watch. He's kind of a shitty husband. And he, what we've seen, like the partying is kind of unacceptable.
What do you think about when Amanda leaves the stage? She needs to take a minute. And they're all yelling at West to go after her.
Yes.
React to that for me.
First of all, I can imagine West is probably like, what should I do here? Because while this is my current gal, like her husband is sitting across from me. Well, and I don't think it's Kyle's move to get up and go after her.
Agree.
Even though he's been a proponent for her mental health, right? Making sure she's okay. So I could see like how Kyle would want to go get up and go after her because they are essentially the closest people, right? They have the closest relationship over time. But Wes having to be prompted to get up and go after her was embarrassing.
I thought it was embarrassing too, but I also thought, not to give West any points, but I also thought he goes, if I get up, you guys are going to be like, oh, he left too. He was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place a little bit.
No, bro is worried about optics.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. He was not thinking about what's the best for Amanda in this situation. Absolutely.
Why does he look so greasy sitting there too?
I don't know.
The first season West was on, I was like all in on West. I thought this guy is so fun. He's so charismatic. Like I can see the appeal of him. And now I just look at him and I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
I don't see it at all.
Any other thoughts on the reunion?
No, I'm hoping for like a good button on the next episode.
Absolutely.
On the episode 3.
Well, let's hear a synopsis of this episode of In the City.
Mimosas and Mayhem. Danielle and Lindsay confront their drama, but can they leave their past behind? Kenny's comments about his relationship spark conflict. Amanda surprises Kyle with an unexpected update on her apartment search.
Okay, so we just talked about Amanda and Kyle. I think we should continue that discussion. The Amanda of it all.
Okay.
It starts with Amanda reuniting with West and Sierra, and I cannot help but watch West so carefully during these scenes to see what he's doing and how he's reacting and were there signs and are they flirting?
It feels like rage bait to me. Like I feel spicy watching these scenes for some reason. Like I'm trying to like detect, like, was there something going on? Tell me. Now there is one little moment that I thought, oh, these two are very intimate with each other. Do you know what moment I'm talking about?
When he calls her Manders and kisses her?
No.
Oh.
He eats off her plate.
Oh.
And I just thought, that's weird. That's very, like, he reaches across the table and twirls his fork in her pasta or whatever. And I just was like, I mean, maybe you and I have known each other a long time. I've never reached across the table and eaten something off your plate.
Maybe a French fry, but pasta is a bridge too far.
Right. I just feel on high alert.
Yeah, absolutely.
That.
Absolutely. Look, there are some moments that I really loved here.
Go ahead.
First of all, I love the editing masterpiece we get when we flash forward to an interview conducted recently in early May, asking Amanda to be like, be for real. Like, did you have feelings for Wes? Of course she lies.
They have to break that fourth wall.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Especially when we're like, I mean, bravo to the editing. Like, they have to break that fourth wall because we know all the information. So they need to press Amanda on like, come on, be for real here.
Yes, because of the scandal, which is the best thing that could have happened to this show, honestly, they were forced to go back and pick up cameras and do some of these additional confessionals. And I appreciate that. Because if they had just left it, people would be like, but wait,
Yeah. So do you think Amanda's lying here in that May interview?
I don't know, but I knew she was going to say no matter what. Because
I'm like, is she trying to gaslight us? She's like, no, these are my friends. These are my 2 friends I care about.
I'm going to talk about Amanda's messaging in this episode, but this was not surprising to me. Whether or not I believe her or not is another story. I love Wes saying, have you ever said, if you don't stop doing this, I'm going to leave your bitch ass, which made me laugh. Don't give Wes any points, but I appreciate it.
It also made me pause too, because I was like, he has real disregard for Kyle. That's not a friend.
No. He's fully team Amanda right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I love Sierra, because basically both Sierra and West are like, he's never going to change. This is who he is. This is who he's been. Like, he is the guy who goes out until 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. But there's a few things that come out of this. Amanda says, she says it multiple times, and I hate it when she says it, this is not a separation. I am not trying to date other people. I just want us to find our way back to each other. And this to me is classic PR speak. I think she is just trying to walk the line and not make it look like she is the one responsible for this marriage ending. And I don't think she is solely responsible for the marriage ending, but I don't think she wants to be the one who's officially calling it quits at this point.
That's interesting.
I also think that Sierra, she's like, yo, because we get a little cutaway of a lover boy meeting where Kyle's like, we got money till the end of the year, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
And his staff's like, should we be looking for jobs? And he's like, can't tell you not to. Can't tell you not to. And I don't know what the current status of Loverboy is, but Sierra's like, you don't have a prenup, good and bad. Like, you're going to be on the hook for Kyle's financials. And Amanda's like, I don't think he would do that. And Sierra's like, I think that's naive.
There's some things I want to unpack here. Let's start with that first. Amanda kind of admitting that she's disconnected from Loverboy operations.
Yes.
And being like, oh, I don't think he would do that to me is so naive. And I'm glad that Sierra's calling her out on that. Yes, if it was a windfall for her and they didn't have a prenup, great. But it's not going to be. And Amanda just thinks, well, oh, no, he took that loan out before we were married. I don't know the rules, but don't you, when you get married, assume loans of your spouse?
Well, and a lot of the debt has been incurred over the last 4 years while they've been married, I'm sure. I think the prenup works for and against her, depending on how their finances go.
Yeah.
And she just assumes, oh, if he makes money, I make money. And if he loses money, too damn bad.
Right. The next thing I want to talk about is, like, it pained me it looked like Sierra was so kind of giddy and happy with West.
Yes.
And which makes
and they
me realize
sit on the same side of the table like they're the couple.
She was completely blindsided by this. And she is rightly so pissed off.
Yes.
Current day. Like,
yes.
So I feel like her coming for Amanda so hard in the reunion is justified.
Agree.
And then the final thing, you're saying Amanda is like, doesn't want to take like complete ownership in like ending the marriage. I don't love how she's like sitting there and she's like, Kyle's a chronic partier. He is coming home drunk all the time. He stays out late. He does this. I mean, this is the same narrative we have during Summer House too. But now she's like, well, this is his everyday now. She's really making him look like he is a drunk, an alcoholic, out of control.
We don't know the full truth of that, how regular of an occurrence that is.
Right. It's just a mess. It's just a mess.
It is a mess.
Can we talk just quickly about Kyle and Amanda's like pre-podcast walk and talk?
Yes.
So they're going to be on that Boys Lie podcast, which I thought was like a clothing brand. I didn't know they had a podcast too.
Yeah, me either.
And then Loverboy did a collaboration with them. And basically, as they're having this walk and talk, we learn that her apartment that she's going to secure is a year lease, not month to month. Mm-hmm. And so this comes to as news to Kyle, like, oh, this is more of a permanent situation than a temporary situation, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, I can't find an apartment that's going to be month to month that's fully furnished and is going to allow the dogs and blah, 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 whatever. I mean, like, let's call a spade a spade.
This makes me so mad. First of all, hotels exist.
Yeah, get an Airbnb.
My gosh, I couldn't find a unicorn of an apartment, so I signed a year lease. But she's still saying, because he says something about she's like, we're not separated. I think you are.
Yeah.
You signed a 1-year lease. The other thing is, back to this conversation with Sierra, where Sierra says she's being naive about her financials. Do these two not feel the need to communicate about these big, major business decisions? Because it seems like adding another year commitment to paying rent elsewhere is a big deal. Whether or not your finances are separate, are you fully off the hook for whatever your part is in the home that you live in with Kyle?
Yeah, I'm curious how that works out.
I just think she's spinning a tale that this separation is for them to work their way back together, but her actions tell a different story.
Yeah, I'm dying to know, like, who actually called it quits. Like, who said the words, "This is over"?
I can't even remember. It may have been in one of the reunion episodes, but Amanda is saying to Kyle, when we finally decided, she suggests that there was some catalyst that made her finally decide, like, this is it. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like it was her. Like, Kyle had done something and she was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But there were no additional details there.
My last thing was, I thought it was interesting how Kyle, prior to the podcast, he's like, okay, let's just put a pin in like our private matters so we don't like bring this in. And we hear like Amanda in her talking head talk about how for a year plus, or maybe 4 years, she has like put on a fake face even through like the worst times and like pretended like everything was good. And I was like, yikes.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Lindsay's day with Frank.
All I have is a big ew.
Frank, my takeaways from this scene are that I am not a fan of Frank, who runs a hot dude milkman service.
You know what I thought of immediately?
Tell me.
What Kirk's Gilmore Girls yummy bartenders. It's the same concept, is it not?
Exactly. Hunks and junk. Isn't that a like hot dudes Holloway service?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Look, when he says, what did you do today? Did you work out?
Yep.
I thought the person who enters the phrase, did you work out today, to me, as if that's a to be expected daily activity, is a person who does not know me, but at all. Yeah. And then she goes, I chase around a 22-pound baby all day. He goes, oh, so you worked your biceps? Do you have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, I don't like this guy at all. And I had heard that he's been on the, I am fluent in Bravo, but I don't remember him. Apparently he's been on the shows in the past as a date with Kelly Dodd.
What? I mean, that tracks, honestly. It tracks. There's no connection here. I don't think Frank can keep up with Lindsay in any way, but she just wants the downstairs tingles, and Frank thinks he's pretty good at the naked stuff. So maybe there's a temporary match here.
Oh my God. I don't need to see Frank in episode 4. Like, nope. Frank can go away.
No.
Frank is not the dude for Lindsay. Oh, I have a question for you.
Okay.
There's been a lot of because Lindsay's on Carl's podcast this week, apparently. And they have reignited their friendship, I guess. Baby steps towards it. Which
they're friendly.
I love, because first and foremost, these two were friends, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of people on TikTok who are shipping them to get back together. And I'm like, no. And I wanted to know what your take is on that. Would you like to see Carl and Lindsay back together?
No, I don't think they're a love match anymore.
I don't think so either.
I honestly never really saw them together. It doesn't work for me. I'm glad that they're friends. It's better for the viewers that they're friends. It's better for their friends that they're friends. It's nice that they support each other. That can be enough.
Yeah, I think so too. He can be uncle to Gemma, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I am excited. I actually don't need, but I would love to see Lindsay with somebody great.
Me too. Me too. I have in my notes, Georgina and Yvonne walk to the park and talk about having babies. And that's it.
Oh, yes. I saw a Lindsay Hubbard TikTok. Guess who's pregnant?
Yvonne. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they're those little like mom moments. They don't do anything for me.
No. We're just like reminding everybody like Yvonne wants a baby.
Yvonne wants a baby.
Georgina's a mess.
A mess, but who has it together?
Yeah. I mean, that's life with kids, right? Like your kid's always putting something stupid in their mouth, and I don't know.
Yeah, those are like filler scenes to me, and those are things like I don't care. Like,
it's not furthering anything dramatic at all.
No, and when this show like was launched, and I was like, I don't want to watch these people adult. Like, I don't.
This is what you don't want.
This is what I don't want.
Right.
Exactly. Let's talk about Lindsay and Danielle's coffee meetup, sit down, one-on-one. Did this not start out like awkward and clunky? Kind of uncomfortable? Whoa.
Yeah. And it's fake.
What? This show's not fake. What are you talking about?
Danielle's apology.
Oh, especially because she gets in her talking head and she's like, I'm right about everything.
Yes. That's just going to reignite Lindsay, who watches this stuff for details and takes notes.
Exactly. I did think it was really funny how Danielle's like, how far are we going back on this list of grievances? Like, she's like, I don't even remember.
I wanted the producers to be like, she has an actual list.
I wish that there was like some film footage of giving a handy and an Uber as receipt.
I did love that Danielle has no idea what Lindsay's mad about. Lindsay lays it all out, and the editors just come with receipts for every instance that Lindsay has.
Summer
House is the best gift to this show.
100%, 100%. And it's also why I wonder, like, is Lindsay a producer on this? I mean, I can't believe Danielle would just be like, say this shit and then be disproven by the proof of Summer House. You know what I mean?
Well, but I think perhaps, as you said earlier, Danielle knows how to make good reality TV, and she knows it's going to keep her relevant. Like, apologizing to Lindsay isn't the story. It's continuing to have something for Lindsay to talk about. That's the story.
Yeah.
Let's go to the boozy brunch. I need to know. Team Kenny or Team Lindsay?
Team Lindsay, 100%. I don't care. Call me a fucking minion. I don't fucking care. You know what? Episode 1, I was like, I like Kenny. Episode 3, Kenny could fucking GTFO.
Yeah,
at this
pound
point.
sand Kenny.
Stay in your fucking lane, dude. Sorry with all the cursing, but like, he really pissed me off in this episode.
Yeah. So really quickly before we talk about Kenny, when Lindsay and Danielle arrive together, everyone's like, what? And they've reconciled. And Kyle's like, well, why are we offering apologies? Maybe Amanda deserves one. And this is just one of those moments where it's like, things are not good with Kyle and Amanda, but he still stands up for her.
Kind of left field though, because I'm watching, I was like, what is Danielle owe and Amanda Amanda
we hadn't
an apology?
Seen it.
Yes. I was like, I don't ever remember Amanda getting upset about this conversation that took place at that party.
Sure. Yeah, we hadn't seen it. But then we do now. And so this is what ignites Kenny. He's like, if you have a problem with Lindsay, you have a problem with the minions. I have some things I loved about this. One, Nick has basically his first line of the entire season where he says...
And a good one.
Yes. He's like, it's shitty to lump them all together because they're women with their own thoughts. And I was like, who knew, mister? I didn't know my wife was out of town, had hot takes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments, though, is... Lindsay is rightfully saying, like, it's not fair to lump all these women in as minions. Like, these are my friends. They're women with their own thoughts and opinions. Georgina's a dermatologist who runs her own business. And Andrea goes, she's a doctor minion.
Yeah, that was funny. Is there a Minions movie coming out? Because I was like, is this hashtag sponsored?
No,
like,
I don't know.
What's with
There's
all the
so many minions.
minion talk?
I don't know. I just think they ran with it. And then when they all start chanting opinions, not minions.
Yeah.
But look, Kenny makes the biggest mistake of all when he's like, wow, you seem wound up. It's very, oh, you're so angry.
You're activated.
And then reel it in, which may as well have been calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he says they all live under the tyranny of Lindsay Hubbard. And I just don't think that's true. I just think you have shitty takes and they're all coming for you.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I'm mad about here. Whitney and Kenny continuing this minion talk, like continuing to call these people minions, like not these people, but her friends or these other women, I just think is a really shitty take.
Sure.
And I think it's completely justified that Lindsay fires back. Like, I like that she got so heated and was yelling at him across the table. Kenny sucks. Kenny sucks. I can't help but think of what you said last week about, is Kenny just trying to continue a storyline for himself? And I have to agree with that. I think that's what he's doing.
Well, I think maybe, but I also think there's also I was thinking this week that maybe he doesn't understand how reality television works, because this conversation started because Amanda was part of the conversation with Danielle about trying to figure out the whole Lindsay conflict situation, right? And he was like, Lindsay gets her minions to do her dirty work for her. That's how this works. Like, these shows generate conflict and then people talk about it. And do you not know what you like? Turn on a reality television show. People are going to take sides and have opinions and participate, because that conversation wasn't about Amanda. So if she's like, well, I got nothing to do here, I might as well not be at this party. Of course she's going to have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
It's her friend.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny's chickens have come home to roost. So let's talk about it.
First of all, Whitney's stuff arrives at their apartment, right? And he's so fixated on like how much stuff she has. Like, he's so bothered that she's coming into his space.
Yes, his space.
Right.
He has not opened himself up to compromise at all. He's like, yeah, you come, maybe bring some clothes, but please don't insert any of your personality into our home.
Yeah. This is going to end badly. Are they together still? Do you know?
I don't know. I
don't know either. He is poking at her a lot, and at one point she's crying because she feels like so unsupported by him in this moment. And he like makes this joke about like, oh, you need some minions to help you. Like, I think he's trying to make a dig at Lindsay here, but he's highlighting that Whitney doesn't really have any friends.
Yep.
And that she's left all her friends behind. And like, she's taking a big leap to being, across the country with him and no one else. And the dude is just not making the situation any better.
Nope.
I did feel bad for Whitney when she goes and meets up with Lexi and Georgina.
Yeah, she's blindsided.
Well, and I've talked for like 3 weeks. I'm like, Lexi, I don't know what she offers. Well, Lexi understood the assignment here.
Lexi's like, did somebody say telephone game? I'm in.
But the information is not incorrect.
No, and that's what I love, because sometimes we get these, so-and-so said this about so-and-so, but there's no receipts. But Bravo showed the receipts were there of all the levels in which these things were repeated straight back to Kenny saying those words.
He's unsure about the spark being there. Mm-hmm. And I felt bad for Whitney in this moment.
I felt bad for Whitney too. And what I kind of like is when they're at dinner, Kenny seems unaware of what's coming. And he's like, should we order wine? And then she starts to talk to him and he's like, tasting the wine and approving it. And I was like, focus, bro. Does he look nervous to you?
No.
Yeah. Maybe he's just clueless, but
Whitney looked nervous to me.
To have this conversation.
Yeah. Especially like on camera, and like the server is there doing like the whole wine service and all that stuff.
I know. That poor server's like, can you approve this bottle of wine?
What did I walk into here? Yeah. I thought it was kind of great. I thought, good for her for confronting him. Is he going to weasel his way out of it? Probably.
Too early in the season for them to break up.
I think so too. But here's a question for you. Do you think, back to Lexi, do you think she's being a good friend to Whitney here? Like a good new friend, or is she stirring the pot?
I think she's being a good friend, but I also think it has the result of stirring the pot. Unfortunately. But I think if you knew this information, it's important that Whitney has it. Maybe this was a one-on-one conversation. Like, there's no reason for Georgina to be there, and because it's would be humiliating if it were me, if someone were telling these things that my boyfriend had said about me.
Yeah.
Particularly because Whitney hasn't developed these strong friendships in the group yet. I mean, she's kind of getting to know Lexi a little bit. You know, she's a little bit, but she's definitely on the outs within this friend group, and that has been kind of a point of contention. So I think if it were me, I'd be like, could you maybe have not involved a third party? But it's on camera, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah. Do we think Georgina's going to like turn around and be like, Lindsay, listen to what I sat in on?
You know, hopefully Georgina's a girl's girl, and if she does relay the information, because Lindsay has come at this kind of in the vein of, I'm trying to be Team Whitney, but she does throw shade at Whitney, in my opinion, when she talks about like what Whitney has set herself up for. Like, Whitney has basically accepted this fate.
Yeah. I mean, Lindsay's not completely innocent here in terms of like talking about Whitney.
Sure.
It's kind of the same that Danielle did about Lindsay, right? So, I mean, the cycle continues.
Absolutely. Well, the last thing I wanted to say is, I don't know if you noticed, but Andy called for questions for the In the City reunion yesterday on Threads.
I didn't.
And people were like, Andy, I don't even know their names yet. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it seems kind of early for prepping for reunion. Episode 3 just came out.
Yeah, so first of all, we don't know how many episodes there are. I have to assume there's at least 10.
Yeah.
But typically when they film these reunions, the cast needs to be able to see them so that they can react. So
yeah,
it seems a little bit early because usually the reunions, we need some sort of fan reaction involved as well. And if we're sending in questions, we don't know the trajectory of the season. But I just imagine them having to binge 7 episodes at home so they can see what the season contains.
Did you submit a question?
I don't have one.
Megan and Wendy from
Last to the Party.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Well, that's a wrap on our discussion of In the City episode 3, Mimosas and Mayhem.
I hate when they title things like that.
Alliterate these titles.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Sure.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we would love to hear from you with your thoughts on this episode. You can email us lasttothepartypod@gmail.com, and we'll be back next week with more thoughts on In the City. Bye.
Bye.